Hey everybody, welcome to another Star Wars Battlefront 2 mod review, but before we get to today's map, I just want to let you guys know that on the channel that me and Ryan started, we will be doing Battlefront 2 multiplayer map reviews. So on this channel, I will mostly be doing campaign or XL modes that you can only do single player, but on that channel, to which the link is found in the description down below, we will do multiplayer matches on modded maps and we'll review them. Now you can also join us. We will give a list out before we get together and play a whole bunch of maps so that you guys can download them and also play with us. The next event will be this coming Sunday. We will give more details about that later. Anyway, the first map review is already up. It is the classic Naboo-themed hangar, and please go and have a look and subscribe to the channel because we will have a lot more multiplayer Battlefront reviews coming up there. Enjoy the rest of the video. Alright, for today's map we have Coruscant Modern Warfare, the campaign mode. In order to play this, you will need to download a separate file and add that to the Modern Warfare folder, and both links will be found in the description down below. Now, I did review the Coruscant Modern Warfare Conquest mode a long time ago, and it was amazing. It is a huge map with a ton of units, ground vehicles, fighters, and it has this huge open area with, you know, the skybox of Coruscant, very epic, but also more intimate areas, interior areas for close quarter combat and corridor fighting. Now, the good thing about this campaign is that it is a very solid build-up. So we start here in the office area, very reminiscent, of course, of a different map that we did before called Palpatine's Office Space, where it says, okay, listen up team, we almost lost the battle and you guys are our last hope to win. Do not fail this mission or Coruscant will be lost. Defend this office until we can send more reinforcement units to your current position. After that, our next goal will be to capture the Grand Hall. Then the Chancellor's building will be ours. Good luck. So as I said, it starts with a good build-up where we start at the bottom of the map, inside the building, something that's very easily missed if you would play on Conquest, but also in other campaign modes where they sometimes just drop you off in the middle of the map. Here it actually has a build-up in terms of epicness. Of course, you could also see we could only send or choose one type of clone, so in the beginning it is a little monotone, but again it has a bit of a build-up to it. It can be a little bit hectic with the amount of units in such a tight space, which actually can result in a little bit of an underwhelming feeling later on when it opens up, but the amount of units, or enemies I should say, does not necessarily increase. One thing I would immediately notice is how our next objective is to capture this point. Currently we are not able to do that. If you look at the top right, we have a timer going down, and we have a limited amount of lives at the top. So we just need to hold out. Now, our AI teammates are already able to push all the way back here, and it already feels like we are on the assault. Like we do not actually have that much trouble defeating the droids. Rather than a defense, like the mission told us it is, it feels more like an offense. Where, of course, once they send in the reinforcements, that's when that changes. Of course, grenades would work great in such a tight space, with all these units cluttered up. There we go. Okay. And now it's a good job team. Now capture the Grand Hall and be careful. At the moment we cannot get the doors connected. Blah blah. So it's through the main corridor. The thing is, we're already there. One thing, of course, how this could be fixed is to actually have the corridors last or be a little longer. Again, one could look at the Palpatine Office map and implement some of those in there. You see, for example, that some of these AI are actually stuck here, glitching out here. Some of these hallways could, for example, actually be physically made. Oh, we had captured it. Alright. now it opens up. Well done. 2 additional units just joined the battle. They can be very useful during the siege. Now capture the east side apartment buildings. So, alright. So you unlock units as you progress. That's nothing new. Other missions do that as well. And here we go. Now, again, this map is amazing looking. Also with some of the bigger ships in the sky. However, I do have to say that it does pale a bit in comparison with the Conquest mode. I firmly believe that this map was made for Conquest. And it sounds weird because sometimes you would think, well, isn't it always made for Conquest? Not at all. Sometimes you have maps that really thrive in the campaign mode where they do some really unique stuff. Sometimes it's for hero duel. Think of the Emperor's Throne Room map, of course, a classic. Excuse me. That's not really made for Conquest all that much. It's way too tight for that. And here, though it's cool, I'm missing things like the droid vehicles, the chaos above our heads. That's not really happening. Now, it is really good to let you get a feeling of the map, of course. So it's a good job. Now it's getting harder. Not really, to be honest. Capture the theater place at the west side. Prevent them from capturing the CP back, then the whole south side will be ours. Again, as I said, this really feels like a routine or a blueprint to let you get to know the map better. But as you can see, it's just kind of underwhelming. I will show you some images of how the Conquest mode is on this area. And you can really feel the difference with so much more stuff going on. Units, explosions, chaos. Oh, it's lovely. And then this is a little bit underwhelming, especially where it's like we've lost the battle. Oh. And we've captured it. Very well playable with AI, though. The AI is able to traverse the territory very well. You will have a few that get stuck, as we saw at the Chancellor's office, but that is something that is okay. It's not as bad as, for example, the Order 66, where a lot of the Jedi or units cannot actually traverse the stairs. Alright, we are almost done. Heavy troopers are now available. The CIS have placed 2 interruption systems around the north side. You must destroy them. The first one is just next to the bar. A minigun might be helpful instead of heavy rockets. So here we go with the new unit. And we're heading into the bar. Actually, we can already hit the thing from over here, but believe me, the AI will actually do this work for us. You don't necessarily have to do it yourself. It's actually kind of cool to focus on one kind of cool thing here, but God do I hope that this music is not copyrighted, and I have to talk about it, and I also have to really move out of here quickly, because otherwise, you know, we get YouTube and their strict stuff. Anyway, that was it. Hopefully that was not long enough to where it got a copyright claim. Anyway, as you can see, though, the amount of units on our side has increased incredibly. The amount of clone troops on the bridge over here, and see, they just destroyed it. Alright, the first interruption system has been destroyed. The next system is near the military base. We first need to take control of it. Many units of the CAS are on the way to defend our base. It will be much easier to fight as a juggernaut units. They can hold out much more damage and even explosions. But they are extremely slow because of their heavy armor. It can take time, but I trust you. Good luck again. So the units are moving up. Look at the amount of units here. Again, very cool. But the enemy, unfortunately, do not have the same amount of units. And that might, of course, be to kind of keep the tempo in our favor, to keep things moving. But again, the mission, for example, said that a lot of units are moving to defend the base. It's not that many. And we can actually switch her to the Juggernaut unit that they were talking about. And you can immediately see what they were talking about with how slow they are. Oh, they cannot roll, actually. That is a neat little detail that I did not notice yet. Alright, and so we're getting into the base, and this is what I was talking about earlier. So we had some pretty open area combat, and now it turns into your standard corridor shooter, which is not, with standard, I don't mean a bad thing, but of course, things like a shotgun would be perfect. And of course, first-person gameplay really thrives here as well. Like, this feels like your PlayStation 2 single-player game mode as we come to this area to capture this. Ooh, look at all of them. That asks for a grenade.
Now that's how it's done. You're on fire.
There we go. Alright, good. Now the base belongs to us again. Oh, your base belongs to us. Now it is time to destroy the second interruption system, and you can easily shoot it down with a minigun at the docking bay at the east side of the military base. Before we switch back, here we go. Alright. So here we are, and here we got some Republic ships coming in. I'm actually not entirely sure how much damage that does. Kinda. So, yeah, what have you guys been getting up to? I guess this is a good time to let you guys know that if you have any suggestions on other campaign modes or maps for Battlefront 2, let me know. Again, if you want to check out Conquest or multiplayer reviews, please check out the Looping Reel gaming channel that me and Ryan had started. And you guys can also join us in playing some of the modded maps. Alright, there we go. That's a good job, team. Then,
A bad feeling I have.
I can't really do his voice. Darkness I feel, finding out who's waiting at the Synod. I must. So, we automatically get back to the spawn point, and we will spawn in as Yoda, the boss himself. As you can see, we just have a health bar. We do not have a timer, so that is really convenient. Again, the map itself is really, really good, but if you play this, I would say play the Conquest mode. This might be a good, like, tutorial. You know, if you check it out, definitely begin with this to not be disappointed in terms of scale. Alright, here we go. The dark side of the Force, I feel, fighting it, I must to end this war. And this finale actually is really, really cool and makes up for maybe the lack of the lack of epicness. But again, I don't think this is a bad campaign. It's just, again, the conquest of this is so overwhelmingly good that it is really hard to trump something like that. And this is also cool. Look at this. So this is actually moving up and down. And so we have to kind of wait for it. Wait for it. La 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 la. There we go. And then we're waiting. More waiting. And then, ta-da! This is really cool. This is something I, of course, never saw during my Conquest playthrough, I believe. So this is a really neat little thing. And so, yeah, here you have the quotes literally from the movie. We're fighting Darth Sidious. Hell yeah! Oh, don't fall off though. You can fall off and then you fight in that boring red room, so it's kind of cool to really fight here. Now, both of you actually have a lot of HP, so it's really, really dope. Like, it's a fight that actually lasts a couple of minutes, which is cool. It also reminded me how Battlefront 2 has pretty decent lightsaber combat. It's of course not as good as the Jedi Knight series, but it's doable. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, on your knees, Sidious. Now, he won't follow you if you go, for example, all the way up here, but again, I think that the addition of this chamber is a really cool little detail. Oh. Come on. Over here. Whoa. I need a little bit of that Duel of the Fates music up in here. This is such a cool battle too. It doesn't last very long though. Like, it very quickly evolves in the movie into like a thing where they just throw those... shut up. Where they throw the donut-looking seats to one another. We almost got him. He's less than half, and my HP is actually very well. I don't know what happens if you lose this. You actually see that you don't have reinforcements. Maybe you'll be game over. Oh! Beautiful. We're almost have him. Come on. Almost. One more hit. Oh, he deflected my force push. Very interesting. Oh, no, it's force pull. There we go. Hey, and there you have it. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching. Again, if you have tips on single player, campaign, or XL, because sometimes there are also modes that you cannot do multiplayer. Raz Zombie mode is, for example, one of them. Please let me know. Again, please have a look on Looping Real Gaming channel for multiplayer map reviews, and I will see you guys during the next map review.